What's up, guys? Welcome to VHP Engines. You guys almost lost me tonight. I was about to renege on making tonight's video. I decided to take a quick daddy nap, and it turned into a fucking like 2.5 hour thing. And woke up kind of slow and sluggish, not sure if I was going to do anything for tonight. But I'm here, so we are going to do something. I'd like to start off with saying that today's transmission talk video is just transmission talk to show you guys the different things you could do for, or different transmission choices for different setups that you want to go with. I'm not going to get very detailed with this. This is going to be, I'm not going to be talking about final drive numbers or gear ratio numbers or anything like that. This is just going to be a very quick, simple explanation for what things are good for what. Okay, first, before we get into it, I want to Mr. William here asked me a question earlier. I think I wasn't. Let me just answer the question. As read, is there a tranny you can swap from a D to B or to K? I know you can fit a B20B 4x4 tranny to a D16 with some work. Is there an easier one to swap? Will you cover the eBay LSD block? I'm not sure. I think that might have been a typo. eBay LSD, you can add yourself to your non-LSD tranny. Can you change gear from the GSR tranny, like the 5th gear, or from one of the B18B for fuel economy? Okay, so as far as swapping a D series tranny to a B or K, I don't think you can do anything outside the K for the K series engine because the way it rotates is different. Well, let me say you can't use anything from the B or D or the early generation transmissions for a K. Now, I know that they have different fitments for like rear-wheel drive K swaps and shit like that, and S2Ks and stuff. But as far as a B series transmission or a D series to a K, no, you can't do it. And as far as flip-flopping transmissions, as far as that goes, I would not waste my time or money trying to make any fucking things fit on a different transmission that's from a different family besides the H2B. The H2B makes sense because the gearing works really well with the H series. Alright? But as far as trying to put your, a little shitty D series train on something else, I'm not saying it can't be done, but it's just not something I would think that's smart to do. Same reason like, oh, no, I won't mention that here. That's going to be for another topic, another night. But anyway, as far as the 4x4 transmission on a D16, I mean, fuck, dude. If you want to try and make some shit like that work, then by all means, go ahead and do so. But I wouldn't do that. Like I said, outside of the H2B, I wouldn't fucking try to smash some other family's Honda transmission on there because it's not going to be cheap. It's not going to be easy. You guys ask me all the time about H22, H22, H22. I don't fucking talk about it because it's not something that's the cheapest fucking way to go. If you're a Civic or an Integra owner and you want to talk about a cheap, easy setup, B or D, and they make plenty of power. They make power close enough to what the H22 is going to make where there's no point in running it. There's no point in running the H22. The H22 is a great engine, but why the fuck would I pay, minimum bottom dollar, $400 and some for a fucking H2B kit? Minimum. For a cheap one. A decent one is $700 plus. I'm not going to do that. So it's going to be a long time for you really hear me talk about H22s just because of the fact that it doesn't do anything different than what a B series or a D series will do. So there's the answer on that. Now, we're not really talking about engines here. This transmission, so I'm trying to stay on topic. But it seems like I'm already talking about the H. I will go ahead and say that as far as the H22 transmissions, not going too far into details there, the B series transmission works really well. I don't know about keeping a B series transmission or putting a B series when it's in a quarter or prelude, but if you can use a B series transmission with the H22, and it's a recommended thing to do. Not that the H22 transmission is bad, but the B series works better. And for the F series, the F series is one of those few that interchange like back and forth without any special shit. Like the F22 single cam, that transmission fits direct bolt on to the H22, and then vice versa, as from my understanding. Now, as far as the F22 transmission goes, it's pretty cheap and easy to get a hold of. And if you put on the H22, it's got really long gears, so if you want to run boost, it's got better gearing for boost than the H22 transmission does. Now, the catch with that being is the F22 transmission, the way it's set up, the gears are so long that you will risk falling out of VTEC It's not by much, but you'll fall out of VTEC in between shifts if you use a single cam F22 on there. But once you use your engine management here, you can change where VTEC engages. So if VTEC normally engages at 5,000, hypothetically, I don't remember where it starts, but if it starts at 5,000 and when you shift gears, it drops you to 4.8 and you fall out of VTEC, then you just reset your VTEC level, set to go off at 4.8, so that way you don't miss it, and you stay in VTEC and you stay in your power band while you're shifting. All right, now we'll talk about B series real quick. That's the LS transmission, the B16 transmission, and the GSR. Okay, so shortest gears, B16, the mid-range gears, which is like a mixture of high and low, would be the GSR, and the LS has the longest gears. Now, if you're going to stay NA, you're going to go all motor, you're looking for the snappiest, most responsive transmission to get you down the line quick, then the B16 transmission is the way to go. Now, if you're looking for a boost, then the LS transmission, fortunately for us, is the way to go, because the LS transmission is the cheapest of the three. And the GSR, generally speaking, is the most expensive. I would say that maybe the GSR is coveted the way it is simply because of the fact that people boost it up, put more importance on it than really needs to be. A GSR transmission would be decent for boost. It would be more decent for boost than it would be to run NA. The B16 clearly is the better option running NA over the GSR. But if you want to go like with a fancy boosting transmission, then the GSR is a good way to go, because it's shorter gears on the lower end, like first and second are shorter, but not as short as the B16. But third gear is a little bit longer, or third and fourth are a little bit longer, so that way you'll have your top end there too. And that's the thing. That's the reason why that you don't want to run a B16 transmission on boost. Is because my very first turbo setup was a B16, straight up B16 swap. And when I was in fifth gear cruising, if I wanted to mash down the gas pedal in fifth gear, I would peg out my rev limiter at like 75 miles an hour in fifth. So the only way I could wind out that transmission all the way, or to get the top speed, is to shift it back down and then work it back up. I couldn't just, mash on the gas pedal or do a fourth gear pull without topping out at like fucking 90 miles an hour. And then I'm sitting there bouncing off the rev limiter, bam, 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 and I can't fucking go anymore because the gear wound out way too quick in boost. So I've always gone with the LS transmission just because of the fact that it's the cheapest option to go with. And a lot of times I get cable LS transmissions and just do the fucking cable to hydro conversion and do it like that, because you can get a fucking cable LS tranny for like $200 because they're like throwaways for people. People don't really put any importance on them. Okay, so there's that. And then I guess for D-series transmissions, I'm not the most experienced with them. I can't tell you the details between every single one, but I can tell you the difference between the VTEC and the non-VTEC. The VTEC gears are shorter like the B16 is. And the non-VTEC transmissions are the ones that are longer geared. So if you're looking for NA, you want to stay NA with your D-series. I mean, I don't even know why I'm talking about it, but then use your VTEC tranny. If you're going to boost your D-series, which you should, then you want to use a non-VTEC transmission for the longest gears. All right, and as far as talking about the J and the K, well, you're gonna knock those both out at the same time, which goes the same thing. Like your 5-speed transmissions, or your 5-gear transmissions or 5-speed transmission, they're longer geared. So the EP3 transmission, from what I hear, the EP3 transmission is the one to go with. It has a better final drive setup, but you want to go 5 speeds with that, so you have your long gears for boost. You want to use your 6-speed if you are running NA. And as far as the fucking J series goes, you don't have a choice, because there's only the 6-speed out of the TL and the Accord. And as far as I know, nobody is really putting any other Honda engines on the J block. So, and I talked about that last night. One of the big drawbacks to J series is the fact that it has limited to that one transmission option. And I'm pretty sure that if you fucking have a J series with making good power on boost, if you fucking try to mash on it in a higher gear, you're gonna have the same issue I did with the B16 tranny and peg it out too soon. And you don't want that to be a hindrance. You don't want to fucking lose a race because of that, and then try to explain to people, oh, well, fuck, if this hadn't happened. Nobody cares about excuses. You're gonna get your face rubbed in your shit that you just lost. Alright, so D series, B series, H, F, and J, K. So there's not really much to else other than that. There are websites out there that you can play with your gear ratio, but I guess in the end, it's not really going to affect your quarter mile too much. It's going to affect your 60 foot and shit like that, your reaction times. I think your top end, your top speed on a quarter mile. But this, keep in mind with this guide being, like I said, it's not super technical. This, let's say that you want to use this guide as in your street racer versus the track, because once if you're like seriously super competitive on the track and you're making fucking like single digit numbers, then that's when you got to really pay attention to all these little details, because going past the 9-second run is just, there's so much fucking to it, and I can't really help you guys in that just because of the fact that my goals aren't that high. That's just beyond me right now. 10 seconds is easy to get to nowadays with just a solid setup. I mean, I know that there was a guy that I knew down in Florida who was doing high 10s on a regular at 470 horsepower on a built B series Integra. Nothing really special there. All right, so I think it's oh yeah, public announcement here. I just asked for a fucking vacation next week. That got approved. My truck just got out of the dealership, so all my ECU problems I was having with my stuttering and shit is gone. The truck's running 100% now. I'm gonna have registration for it next week also. So I'm thinking I might take a. Well, my son just came off spring break, so he's back in school now. But I think I'm gonna squeeze him out on a Friday and take a trip to go to DC, which is what I planned to do in December. But it was cold. I didn't have my truck ready. I didn't want to take the car, and I didn't have as much money as I felt comfortable making the trip on. All those things have changed. It's warmer now, so I think I might do that. I'm pretty sure that there's a fucking import shop, an import engine shop that's right in that area and on the other side of the Potomac in Virginia they're selling engines at a price that I can live with. And I think I'm down to, I mean, I have the B18 block but no cranks, so I'm only down to the K20A3, my extra one, as far as engines go to build. So I'm gonna need a fucking engine here pretty soon, or I'm gonna run out of stuff to talk about on the weekends. Well, I guess I could always replace it with my Integra. My Integra should have its parts here any day now, and then I guess I could replace engines, but I don't want to stop doing engines. I always want to continually do them. So I am looking. I'm fucking looking, guys. I'm looking for something. Anyway, so that's it for tonight. If you're new to the channel, just you can go to click on VHP Engines somewhere here on this video, this page. Go to my channel and scroll down. You'll see that I have all my shit organized in pretty obvious playlists. So I would appreciate you guys, if you have questions, to go through those playlists and check them out real quick. And the ones that are most frequently asked about are closer to the top, so you don't have to dig too far. Get caught up on some of the stuff I've already talked about. If you like the video and you think you got anything helpful or useful out of it, I'd appreciate if you hit that like button. You know, the channel's still growing, so likes are greatly appreciated. And if you want notifications for future uploads, you know, that come Sunday through Thursday, hit the subscribe button and join the club. Alright guys, social media also all my social media information is in the description below, so if you want to private message me, feel free to do so. And thanks for watching, guys. I think tomorrow's topic may be Frankenstein engines. Yep, Frankenstein. Thanks for watching. It's final time. Peace.